Dr. Moser's statement. You see, India is a country with thousands of years of continuity. No other country has this continuity. Geography has existed, but culture has not existed. As Swami Vivekananda said, spider weaves its web where the Caesars ruled. The stones are there, the buildings are there, the pyramids are there, but the thoughts and the culture, the way of life and the language and the literature, what bound the people at that time is no more there, but we have still. He said if Vedavyasa came back to India, he will find some of the traffic landmarks identified even today. And that is the kind of change with continuity that this country has been able to adapt itself, and that is why it is a living civilization. So we have seen so many things happening. And we had to talk about recent things: colonization, then capitalism, then socialism, then globalization. But I have been having a helicopter look at the shelf life of all these ideas. Colonization lasted for 200 years. Now it is abused as one of the worst happenings in the history of the world. But it dominated the world. It dominated our minds. It left its imprint. Even today, we suffer from the hangovers of colonization. The colonizers feel guilty about colonization, but the colonized people are not feeling sad that they were colonized, and they continue to revel in the things that colonizers left. It's a very paradoxical phenomenon, but the fact is colonization exhausted itself in 200 years. Capitalism came, it exhausted itself in 100 years. Then came socialism, it became irrelevant in 50 years. Then came globalization, which is now irrelevant in 25 years. You can understand the shelf life of ideas which became so fashionable, so powerful, with so much drive, with an obsessive instinct. It becomes irrelevant in such a short time. But we are gripped by that thinking, we are gripped by the impact that it makes on us, and it leaves us completely confounded about what we are, who we are. In fact, at a time when globalization was hitting India like a tsunami, and people like us who protested, I still recall in the Administrative Staff College of India when I was addressing in Hyderabad, one retired ex-serviceman stood up and said, people like you should be shot dead because you are preventing the growth and the development of India by opposing globalization. You can't differ from the mainline thought. That is the power of modernity. Modernity makes itself so all-powerful that anyone who deviates from that has no right to live. That is the kind of imposition that it brings about. And so I want to take all of you to another level and think how India should look at itself, and then economics will follow. Without this understanding, what kind of economics, what is the state of the Indian economy, and what are its solutions, we can never be able to understand unless we understand how the Indian mind has been shaped. The policy making, intellectual, powerful, ruling, media mind has been shaped over the last 100 years perhaps. In